Ryan Garcia versus Oscar Duarte is taking place this Saturday, December 2nd. It's going to be Ryan Garcia's first fight back since he got KO'd, liver shot KO'd by Tank Davis. And this is a fight that I think a lot of people are really excited for, obviously, because Ryan's coming back. He changed camps he was training with. All this stuff that's going on, and people are asking the question, which is, he's coming back against one of his most dangerous opponents he could be facing, right? And Oscar Duarte. And that's why I really wanted to use this opportunity to kind of use the PowerPoint of power, go through and talk about why I think Duarte has this in the bag and why I think Garcia has this in the bag. Because as of right now, I think this fight is very 50-50. It's a really close fight. I know Ryan Garcia has a lot of fans and he has a lot of people who think he's going to go there and KO him with the left hook. I understand that. Ryan, I think, is good. People are going to say boxing's kind of it's kind of weird, right? Because in the UFC, the best fight the best, so you kind of know who's good and who isn't. But in boxing, since nobody really fights anybody, you're kind of left wondering, well, Ryan lost to Tank, but is Tank any good, right? You know, it's kind of... It makes a bit of a problem in the world of boxing. But I still think Ryan's really good, even though he does have some mistakes. Same for Oscar as well. And this is a close fight. I think it might be a war. And I'm just going to use this PowerPoint to go through and talk about some of the pros, cons of both men's fighting styles. So starting off with Oscar Duarte. When I was originally making this, I still believe that I'm going like 51% Oscar, but right now as I'm recording, I'm kind of backing up and going it's 50-50. But I was watching some of Oscar's fight highlights, some of his previous fights, and one thing I noticed about him, when he was fighting Alex Martin, he had this punishing counter shot right hook that he landed on him that dropped him bad. Martin's hands went down, didn't come back fast enough to block the shot. The reason why this is noticeable is because Ryan Garcia obviously has a major issue where he throws that left hook, he throws most of his shots, his hands go down, right, and they don't come up back in time. We saw Tank Davis take advantage of this, and Oscar took advantage of it against Alex Martin. He's really powerful, Oscar is, and if Ryan Garcia makes that same mistake, which I'm going to go into, he's going to get caught with that. This guy hits really, really hard. That's one thing going into this fight. It's the hand speed of Garcia versus the power of Oscar. On the other hand, Oscar's very comfortable standing in the pocket and throwing combinations. He gets guys up against the ropes and he just goes wild. Body, head, body, head. You just name it, he goes for it, and he has heavy hands. He's hard hitting, right? And I think this fight, 140, right? And I mean, he's probably one of the harder hitters in that division, is he not? Like, I'm not sure exactly. I don't consider myself to be like a boxing expert by any means, but from what I've seen, he definitely has a lot of power in his hands. Great usage of body shots. We saw Garcia. He has a good chin, right? He's only been dropped twice, but when you get hit with a good liver shot, you're going to go down basically, regardless of how good your chin is, regardless of how good your conditioning is, you're going to go down. And so if Oscar really wants to take advantage of the weaknesses of Ryan Garcia, then I do think that his great usage of body shots is going to help him out a lot. One thing I have noticed about Oscar, though, a lot of his opponents are stationary. So when he backs him up, they kind of just sit there at the corner and they kind of let him do what he wants. They sit at the rope and they try to play tick for tat rather. I think that's how you say it. They try to play the counter shot game with him and they get caught. So if Ryan wants to kind of avoid playing with the pocket with him, which I think Ryan will avoid, he's just going to have to keep moving around, right? He's not going to want to give Oscar an opportunity to kind of push him back and go wild, because that's where Oscar really shines in the fight. And his best chance of winning will be to pressure Garcia, make the fight dirty, forcing Garcia to fight his style of fight, right? He wants this to be a brawl. He wants it to be in the center, and he wants to be able to take advantage of Garcia's weaknesses, which include just lowering his hands, right? When he throws a shot, with especially that left hook that he loves, his hands come down. And as people have said, and we all know, old habits die hard. And if Ryan Garcia goes in there making that same mistake, he'll get caught, and I think Oscar wants him to do that. With that being said, Garcia's chin is also open for big shots. He got dropped by Tank Davis. He got dropped by Luke Campbell. If his chin is open in the air, he is going to get caught by Oscar. So now that I've said all this, again in my head, I'm kind of going, I think Oscar's going to get it done. I know, again, Ryan's really good, but I just think that Oscar, with his style, And especially since Ryan's coming back after a loss, and you got to think psychologically how it feels. He's not taking like a quick fight up, right? He's not taking just a random guy trying to rebuild that confidence. He's going in with the killer like Oscar, and Oscar has all the momentum. And he's only lost once. I think he's had like one loss, one draw, and the one loss was a split decision that most people consider a robbery anyways, whereas Ryan's coming off of a flat-out loss, right? And that it was a finish loss as well. So now that I've gotten that out of the way, I want to talk about Ryan Garcia. So one thing about Garcia, he has a great left hook, but he relies on it a lot. If you watch any of Garcia's, any of his performances, one thing you see is he loves just throwing that out. And sometimes he'll set it up, sometimes he won't. And that's just the way he fights, right? Like he'll throw it out just to show it to you, and then other times he'll set it up. Almost his entire offense is around that left hook, whether it's to the body or whether it's to the head. He sets it up. He doesn't. Either way, it's coming at you. You know it's coming, and it just comes down to, are you able to take it? Are you able to defend against it? He's extremely fast, right? He has great hand speed, and he definitely, I'd say, has a speed advantage over Duarte. Duarte's not the fastest guy, but he's a strong guy. So this is like this power of Duarte versus the speed of Garcia, but that doesn't mean Garcia's not strong, and that doesn't mean that Duarte doesn't have speed himself. Garcia obviously has power with that left hook. He's training with Derek James, so a lot of people have been talking about this. They're really excited because this might be the opportunity for Garcia to really fix on the issues that he's had in his boxing career. Hopefully that is the case. Hopefully he breaks that old habit of his where you can see basically even in this clip, right, his hands go down. He has a habit of keeping his hands down when he shoots a shot, and Tank Davis took advantage of it, and if Oscar takes advantage of it, it will be lights out for Garcia. If Garcia stands and trades with Duarte, I think he's going to get dropped. I think he's going to get KO'd. He can't be doing that. Just because, again, when you're coming off of a loss like he did against Tank Davis, you got to think about what that does to a guy's confidence. And people are going to be like, well, he'll go in there to fight the same as he always does. But will he? I mean, again, people kind of underestimate the reason why so many boxers, high-level boxers, MMA fighters hire sports psychologists for a reason, right? So I am curious to see if Ryan is just going to go in there and try to get that fast knockout or not. He's fast, chin is open, Duarte has the ability, but I still think Garcia can get this done. Again, I'm going like 50-50. I might be going like 51% towards Oscar, but the 49% to 50% chance Garcia has of winning is to focus on the movement. Don't get caught up in standing against the rope and going, okay, I'm going to counter shot, even though Garcia can do that. I just think that Oscar has too much power in his hand, and I think he loves throwing combinations too. He's not going to like one punch knock you out. He could, but he loves throwing those combinations, right? Going to the head, to the body. And I think that he's going to be focusing on that liver of Ryan. He saw Tank Davis take advantage of it, and he loves his own liver shots as well. He loves his own body shots. So I could see him do that. But when it comes to Garcia, man, he's also, like you see in this clip over here with what he did, what was that guy's name? Campbell. What he did to him. He also got the body shot knockout, right? He was able to put him down. So that's not to say like Oscar is unbeatable or anything. I know I've kind of built him up really strongly. But Garcia, if he keeps to the game plan of just moving, picking his shots properly, keeping his hands up, he could win. He could win by KO. Or if Garcia wins, I could see him winning by decision, honestly. He needs a range fight with Duarte, right? Focus on landing the big counter shot left hook he's so proud of. And if he's able to do that, he could drop him with a body shot himself. He could drop him and just get the TKO KO. I'm going with decision, though, if Garcia does get the win, but it's a very close fight either way. Again, 49%, but I'm kind of leaning both ways. It's exciting that it's happening just in a few days, and I'm glad a fight like this is happening in boxing in general. I like it, man. Like, boxing needs more interesting fights, no longer just bums fighting top-level fighters or guys we think are top-level fighters. Like, how do we know if a guy's really good if he's not fighting anybody good? So I'm glad this fight's happening. So, yeah, tell me what you guys think. Who do you think is going to win? Is it Garcia? Is it Oscar? I think Oscar is a big challenge for Garcia, but if he keeps at the game plan, keeps moving, lands the counter shots, I could see him getting the win as well. So, yeah, tell me what you guys think. Also, if you've made it this far, please tell me what you think about the audio quality, please. It's you see me like playing around with the microphone. I don't really know what's too close, what's not close enough. Do you hear me breathing in too much? Is it just fine? If it's fine. You don't even need to comment, just ignore it. But if there's some sort of an issue or anything like that, just let me know. It'll go towards improving. I'm using a new laptop as well, so hopefully it goes all well. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.